Hello and welcome to another podcast of SAE VIT. Today, we bring you to the world of Bugatti, from its iconic models to today's engineering marvel. Nikhil, what's your favorite Bugatti?
It's personally it's the Devo and the Tourbillon. Honestly, like I love them. What about you, Shilja?
Well, for me, the Tiburon, of course, and it's more of Bugatti Mistral because of its crazy headlights. I mean, like they look like a beast in it, and also the wheel rims. That's
Yeah,
something of an artwork, truly, Nikhil.
rims by Bugatti are like an artwork in its own. Like it's very original to other like luxury car brands that you see.
Do you know who's behind all this, like whatever we are seeing Bugatti?
I think you would like
It was
to.
founded,
I
yeah,
think you
it
would
was
like
founded
to.
in 1909 by Ettore Bugatti.
Yeah,
Like this legendary marque has produced some of the world's most exclusive and powerful cars, from record-breaking speed to unparalleled luxury. Bugatti has defined automotive excellence for over the century. So let's dig into the brand's rich heritage, taking you all through its history, its groundbreaking technologies, and unprecedented records in the motorsport industry. I am your host Gaurang. With me is Nikhil and Srinjay from SAE VIT.
so yeah, as you mentioned, like the rich heritage behind Bugatti, and like what we know of Bugatti today is not what it used to be. It has like like literally every other rags to riches or any millionaire story. It has had its ups and downs throughout. So let's start at the very beginning, like first page, chapter one, Carlo Bugatti. So do any of you know like who Carlo Bugatti is? Even if you know, I'll tell you who Carlo Bugatti is. Carlo Bugatti was a furniture and jewelry designer who was married to Teresa Lorioli. So if you haven't guessed by now, they are parents of, you guessed it, Ettore Bugatti. So they had three children, Ettore, Rembrandt, and Denise. Rembrandt's older brother, Ettore, meanwhile gave up on art when he realized that he lacked his younger brother's talent. Ettore Arco Isidoro Bugatti, I don't know if I pronounced it right, was born in 1881. As in the case with many parents, his father wanted him to follow in the family tradition and learn in artistic professions such as painter, designer, or cabinet maker. To please his father, Ettore studied sculpture at the Fine Art Academy in Brie, but it didn't take long until he realized that this wasn't the right path for him. I don't know how many of you all will relate, but let's not talk about that. According to him, there are two types of artists: those who are born artists, like his brother was, and the other type to which he belongs were those who try and create art but are not as gifted. If they truly respect art, they stop and choose another path. So, Shinjay, I know you have been following Bugatti for a while now. So, would you like to continue this story?
Yeah, of course. Thanks for passing on. And like as you said, Hector was very true to his words, and like, yeah, if you truly respect art, then you should stop and take a new career path, of course, because after finishing school, Ettore joined Academia de Belle Arti de Brie. I don't know if it's like the correct meaning or the pronunciation, but like, yes, where he briefly studied sculpture. But then soon he realized that he developed interest in engineering, and in an ancient version to pimp his ride, this 14-year-old lad, Ettore, modified a tri-motorcycle, which was given as a gift to his birthday. Realizing his potential, his father soon decided that he would have conventional training, and in 1898, this 17-year-old Ettore began an apprenticeship as at Brinetti and Stussy, which manufactured tri and quadratic cycles, where made his first motorized tricycle called the Type 1, and that's where the beginning of Bugatti actually begins, like from the very basic.
Yeah.
While he never received a formal education or any engineering degree as of such, His artistic studies instilled in him a creative way of looking at the world, and his father made sure to encourage his son as much as he could. After like having created or designed the tricycle, Ettore moved on to bigger things like designing cars. And as you know, Nikhil and Gaurang, while his first prototype was never commercially produced, it generated a lot of interest in him, which created that spark he needed to know that he was already in the right track. And 2 years later, he already had his first four-wheeled automobile ready, called the Bugatti Type 2. I mean, like, it was very basic car with just an engine and some rims and all, but then it could run 10 kilometers per hour. In addition to winning him an award for from the French Automobile Club. It
Honestly, as
also
like a solo project, that's pretty impressive. Even though 10 kilometers per hour mean nothing today. Like even a cycle is at 15 kilometers per hour these days. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that
like
is
being a 17-year-old,
yeah being a
what were we
teenager.
doing in 17 years?
Like it actually creates a lot of inspiration for people who just want to get into the engineering field, especially mechanical engineering. I think all of us are mechanical engineers, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so all of us are like pursuing mechanical engineering, not mechanical engineers yet. So
but still
yeah,
we are on the path.
yeah, we are on the path. So yeah, Shinjay, please continue.
yeah, okay, so that award at the French Automobile Club, it earned him interests of Baron Adrien de Tercrim, and upon noticing Ettore's talent, he offered him a job at that age to be a VTech designer and developer at Laurent Dietrich car factory in Alsace. And since then, Ettore was still a minor under the French law, so his father had to sign a contract of for taking up the job.
Bro got an internship, damn.
Yes, at
But
that
he got a
age.
job. He got a
Oh, so he
job
got
at
placed.
17.
Not
Yeah.
an internship, yes, he got placed
He
actually.
got placed.
Uh, by 1904, Ettore had designed and produced Type 3 to Type 7 cars, which are like not so like specifically very good or very bad as you say, but like it was just a transition phase for him, where he like used to run more about the cars and like the detailings and all those. The automobiles were called the Dietrich Bugatti, but although they sold around 100 vehicles, which were a lot in those days, because like a car was then considered as a
Luxury.
object for yeah, like a luxury for maybe few people or like the rich people.
Yeah, back then a common man used to ride a horse, and only the rich used to own cars. Today, today a common man owns a car, and only the rich have horses.
I mean, irony how
The
things have
rich
Tables
have
changed.
have
pure
turned for
horses.
real.
That's where the
They have both
horsepower
the
comes in.
horses.
Horsepower.
So Dietrich
So,
eventually, like after that, Dietrich eventually decided to abandon car manufacturing, like due to some what do you say, some
I
issues or
guess he was
concerns
not
with
getting
his
interest
family.
in manufacturing. He
Yeah,
wanted to
exactly.
start up his own.
Looking to that opportunity, like Ettore teamed up with Emile Mathis, and they two set up their own factory in Strasbourg. But like after 2 years later, Ettore broke the partnership and set on to uh, like ready a research center at Eric Grafenstein, where he,
Ilkert
Uh,
Grafenstaden. I don't know if I still butchered the name, but yeah.
I mean, these are French
okay.
names we can't even
They are
properly pronounce.
French or are they German?
Well, who knows? It belongs to Bugatti as of
I
now,
think
as
I
we know.
think it's German.
I think it's
Yeah, so back to where we stopped. Then he collaborated with yet another pioneering European car firm, the German CE manufacturer Deutz. Like you have listened to the name, I guess, to both of you.
Very
Together,
okay.
what like it used to be a household name back in the day. Yeah?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Like the a car manufacturer that was made for the common masses,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
Volkswagen. So like together they produced several prototypes, and Deutsch was so pleased with Ettores' work that they appointed him as the director des Fabrikation. That means the director of
Fabrication.
fabrication. The following year, during this period, Ettore designed prototypes 8 and 9, but he made sure to focus on his pet products too. That were like fast, lightweight, and racing cars. Well, after that, please Gaurang, can you continue with the following?
yeah. Right. So back in the day, he used to develop heavy commercial vehicles with large volume of engines for toys. And in the night, he used to work in a compact automobiles in his basement. It's in that basement that he developed his first independent Bugatti. That was the Type 10. This actually marked the beginning of the Bugatti era. Wanted to branch out on his own, so Ettore terminated his contract with Deutz in 1909. He collected his severance pay, leased a discussed dye works factory in Molsheim, and established his own company. Guess what?
Startup.
Automobile de Bugatti.
Startup, bro. Started up.
Established his own company. It's now a company.
I mean, he finally
Automobile
found
de
his
Bugatti.
way of being independent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the like
So
the most you will be the most successful when you quit your job for real.
Yes, because you know you have something crazy up your sleeves,
Yeah,
and that
only if you know.
Ettore.
That is, to do quit your job only if you know. By the
Okay, yes.
I guess we'll see in 10, 15 years.
way, I think I'll see it in 10 years.
Like so, by that time, his brother Rembrandt had a fruitful career in Antwerp too. But in 1914, everything changed after the outbreak of World War One and the seizure of Antwerp by the Germans. The zoo was closed, and many of the Rembrandt's beloved animals were slaughtered. Depressed and unable to sell his work, he killed himself in 1960. To honor his late brother, Ettore created one of the finest achievements, the Bugatti Royale. It was the longest and most luxurious car ever seen at that time, decorated with a bronze copy of one of the Rembrandt sculptures, the famous rearing elephant. Ettore was grief-stricken, but losing his brother wouldn't be the last tragedy he would face.
Like, keep in mind, he made that car while while not receiving any formal engineering degree or anything.
Exactly. Like he got the push from his parents.
Yeah,
He
no, no,
got
he got his
everything.
push.
What
He found his
what
motivation through
else does
grief.
he need? Yeah. He had the artistic skills for that.
Yeah,
If he is not into sculptures, he is into this thing.
definitely art runs in the Bugatti family for real.
Well, you have heard this quote or not? Maybe there are some engineers, there are some designers, and then there's the whole series of Bugatti cars.
True, true. Art pieces.
That
Like, I can imagine a person buying a Bugatti and never driving it a day because they keep it in their garage for like
Just
an
for the
art
just to
show.
piece.
adore it.
To adore it, to like watch it every day. Yeah, I own a Bugatti. Like, personally, I would do it. No, I'm not gonna
What color is your Bugatti?
That's why Bugatti is not for the common man. Only those who deserve it buy it.
True, bro. What color is your Bugatti? So, yeah.
Mine's invisible.
Okay, so yeah. Ettore and his wife, Barbara, had four children together, two daughters and two sons. Guilberto Jean was Ettore's oldest son. He helped his father design the Bugatti Royale and the Type 57 models, and the two were very close. During the following decades, Ettore produced some of the most extraordinary cars ever made, and there is little doubt that his creations were indeed works of art. Ettore liked to say that nothing is too beautiful, nothing is too expensive, because truly art is invaluable. So this probably explains why his most famous creations were pure hedonism on wheels, and who better to present than than the amazing dancer and racing driver Helen Delangle, aka Hel Helenice. I don't know if I pronounced that. I think I butchered that
No,
name.
it's hella nice. Hella nice.
Helenice. I think
Yeah,
it's Helenice. Helenice could be.
hella nice.
Uh,
Hella
let's
nice.
not let's not
Hella
butcher it even further.
nice.
So known popularly as the Bugatti Queen. So yeah, she's kind of a urban legend, not gonna lie. If you follow cars, I think you might have heard the Bugatti Queen term. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of a Bugatti jargon. So she
yeah, she's
truly elevated Bugatti's fame after she set records after records at the first ever Women's Grand Prix at Monterey in 1929. Bugatti sent her a message asking her to be their driver. She accepted and immediately rewarded them by winning the Actors' Championship. Later that year, she returned to Monterey, but this time in a Bugatti 35C. So, yeah, I think Bugatti has had its fair share in racing. Like even today, I don't recall it today, but she set a new land speed record for women over 190 kilometers per hour, and the next couple of years saw her fame extend worldwide. Time and time again, Hella won the Women's Grand Prix title, and while her Bugatti 35C was never first in men's races, she was still the center of attention, often stealing the limelight from the actual winners. This, of course, was great publicity for Bugatti. The Bugatti 35 became the most successful of the Bugatti racing models, winning thousands of races in its time. So, I think, Strinjay, you follow a lot of motorsports, right?
Yep. And
So,
well,
any comments, like expert comments?
I mean, like the Bugatti 35C, it was truly like about WEC, right? So this
World
Bugatti was,
endurance.
yep, exactly,
Okay,
World Endurance Championship, WEC or WEC, as you all know. This Bugatti 35C was more of into the World Endurance racing, as you like to compare it. Bugatti wanted to show the world that they can build a car that is fast enough without compromising any art details or
true,
any
true.
minor details in the
That was
artwork.
his light pet project as well, right? In the basement he used to do.
Yeah, and that's why, and like as you said, Helenis, she was like the brand ambassador for the car, not only representing the beauty of Bugatti through her beauty, but also admiring uh, men's worldwide and maybe others too. That Bugatti is like what you can say is like a dance form.
True. Like driving a
Uh,
Bugatti, yeah?
yeah, exactly. But as you say, Ettere's inventions was far beyond racing cars. He had a relentless desire for improvement and striving for perfection. He is the true epitome of the saying, "To be change you want to see in the to want to see in this world."
Yeah, I
And
think I
so,
think he followed a lot of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. Because like
well,
I know it's Gandhi's quote, be the change you want to see in this world.
yeah.
So
And
I think I missed one point. I think Bugatti. I don't know. Srinjay, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Bugatti still races or competes, far better word, in Le Mans. Is it true?
well, Bugatti actually provides engine for Ishota Frassini, as I've heard of from some heard of now, but not sure because Ishota Frassini is I mean what you say there's no proper website where you can confirm this, but some sources say that Bugatti helped them to build their car.
So it's like a Honda providing engines to Red Bull, right?
Yeah, basically.
So just saying, I most of us are Formula One enthusiasts, so we don't know anything about current other motorsports. So
Yeah, I do follow WEC, but then again, like this information is very like kept in secret by Bugatti, so because Bugatti as of now like don't want to involve themselves in any motorsport because they think that it's some kind of niche or for like participate into motorsport because they don't want their like don't want to show their car that is reliable enough because they are at that point in the stage or maybe in the automotive industry that everyone knows what a Bugatti is, so they have nothing to prove
To like
through motorsport.
ask a kid, he like ask any kid literally his favorite cars, in my opinion, like through all the observations that I've made till date. If I ask a kid or if I ask my nephew or someone what their favorite car is, they'll probably get up and say a Ferrari or a Bugatti or a Lamborghini. Like
Yeah,
three iconic brands.
exactly.
They have
And
their legacy, right? They have
Legacy
their
for
legacy,
sure. Legacy for sure.
and I guess Bugatti more believes in breaking the records rather than participating and proving themselves. They have
yeah,
already proved themselves in the past. Now they just want to set up records for
True,
the other companies to beat.
true.
I mean someone gotta have to set the records right to be broken, and Bugatti makes sure that they are not the ones who break it, they are the ones who make it.
Like to be
Well,
honest, from like the records I've seen of Bugatti, I think we'll discuss it further. Uh,
let's now continue with
yeah,
the
I think we'll discuss it
history part.
further. Yeah, better discuss it further.
Yep. So, like in 1927, when he wanted to buy his youngest son Ronald a toy car, there was nothing like he had. So he built a small version of it, and now famous as the Bugatti Type 52. I mean, imagine gifting your child something uh, by
Hand
creating
built
it.
of their own.
Yeah, exactly. Like just because he didn't like it. I mean, what a father he was. And like after that, Ettores was so innovative to say the least. But the question now is, would this also get him through the Great Depression and World War II?
So yeah, World
Uh,
War Two was like where I think
well,
tragedy set in.
Yeah, that was the
So yeah,
downfall, I would
uh,
say.
Gaurang, I think you researched it even further. Care to take it
Yeah.
forward?
So yeah, in like 1931, Ettore designed and manufactured 80 Bugatti race cars and were very profitable, which helped him overcome the Great Depression and save his company from bankruptcy. In 1936, however, marked the beginning of the end. Following the national strike, the Molsheim production ground came to a halt, which increased their debt. Ettore moved back to Paris, leaving his eldest son John in charge of the Mulheim plant for a while. Things were looking better, but in 1939, the tragedy struck. The 13-year-old John was testing the Type 57, where he uh, swerved to avoid the cyclist and crashed. This incident affected Ettore immensely, and it didn't take long before a second blow came, the World War II. The onset of the war led to the annexation of the Automobile if Bugatti factory by the Nazis. During the war years, Ettore continued designing new automobiles, and he even planned to open a new factory. But although he tried to resurrect the company after the war, nothing really came of it. But so in 1944, again tragedy struck. His wife Barbara passed away, but
Back to back,
he
like
but
grieving
he
events, right?
again, yeah, but this didn't affect him that much because he remarried 2 years later to his lover Genevieve, with whom he already had a child in 1942. Then
Oh,
after the war, his younger son Roland took over the Bugatti business, but the car he made never quite caught up with the latest automobile development. Then the company soon went bankrupt, and despite all Ettore's efforts, they never managed to get going again. Ettore then eventually passed away in Paris in 1947. At the time of his death, he had approximately 1,000 patents to his name, and it took over 3 decades before the Bugatti brand revived again. After Ettore's death, the business was Miss went into decline and was ultimately sold
Damn,
to manufacturers.
that's actually sad. That is
Well,
sad.
he was such a great like guy, or what you say, engineer or artist, that after his that like no one ever came up to live his name or something like that.
That's the thing because I don't.
I I think Bugatti has a car, right? Ettore Bugatti. Does it? Because I
I
know
guess
McLaren uh,
no. I don't.
took up like McLaren released a car which was McLaren Senna.
Yeah,
Ferrari released a car,
Yeah, yeah,
Enzo
yeah.
Ferrari.
Ettore has a
yeah, yeah,
Bugatti.
Ettore
yeah.
has a
Ettore
Bugatti,
Bugatti.
like Ettore
Yeah,
Bugatti.
Ettore Bugatti is the model.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, that's the model.
It's an old model actually, like released way back.
Damn.
Like it was just to what you say, like pay homage to the actual founder.
So yeah, after that, I think, like after I think the like when the company was sold, the new CEOs, I think they started into like marketing a lot. Cause
Yeah,
I don't know if you've come by. There is a Bugatti perfume line today as
Yep,
well,
yep.
yeah.
which
And
which has its famous Ettore Bugatti perfume. So yeah, let's get on to
But
the modern tier.
yeah, so as like Ettore's brilliance, nobody could
भाई
match it.
श्रृंजय
Not
तेरा
even
था.
his. तू ले ले तो सर. तू रुक गया मैंने कहा
श्रृंजय
मैं ठीक है
तेरा
मैं
था.
बोलता तो फिर.
oh, अरे मैं देख रहा था ऐसे. कहाँ
तू
से?
ऐसे ही
Ettore
देखते रहे.
Experience.
Ettore's brilliance.
Okay, okay.
Ettore's brilliance.
Start कर. 3, 2, 1. Ettore's brilliance was that his master extended across the entire spectrum of automotive development and beyond. But now it was the time for someone else to revive what Ettore wanted to do for the company. As like he was successful, but then he just made a few cars and not like made as a name. Like it was just a car company in and around in France. So in 1987, the Italian entrepreneur and car dealer Romano Artioli brought the rights to the Bugatti trademark and founded Bugatti Automobili in Campo Gallioni, as it pronounces, I guess. Then in the late 19s, Volkswagen purchased the Bugatti name in Ostokesdale for a price tag of $50 million and moved the company back to Ozheim. This step by Volkswagen was widely seen as an indulgence by CEO Ferdinand Pitch. He himself explained that he got that idea after one of his sons admired a model of a vintage Bugatti in a souvenir shop while on a vacation in Spain. I mean, yeah, as you Nikhil have told us
I
that
told you.
like you buy a Bugatti when you want to like use it as a showpiece and not as a car. So like Volkswagen had recently also brought Rolls-Royce and Lamborghini, but like that's a whole another story.
Yeah, I think
They
we'll have a
wanted to,
podcast episode on Volkswagen as well.
yep,
But
uh,
let's continue with this one.
they wanted to develop a vehicle both powerful enough to drive faster than 400 kilometers per hour, as well as being stylish and comfortable enough for a trip to the opera. I mean, that's what Bugatti is.
And
This
that's what
led
the
to
rich do anyway. Opera,
the
Yeah,
opera.
theater.
This led to the famous model everyone know and admire today. In 2005 came up the Bugatti Veyron, a super sports car with a price tag of over $1 million, and it was one of the worst fastest production cars.
True.
According to former Bugatti president Wolfgang Germer, an unprecedented chapter in automotive history has reached its climax. Today, Bugatti's expensive hypercars are worshipped by many, but despite exorbitant price tags and various celebrity owners like Cristiano Ronaldo, Jay Leno, Bugatti has chronically been losing money. And after Ferdinand pitched that in 2019, Volkswagen decided to sell Bugatti to the Croatian EV company Rimac.
So yeah, like
And
all other luxury brands like Gucci, Coco Chanel, even Bugatti was sold outside
yep,
its own family.
Nikhil, would you like to continue on the afterwards part?
Yeah, I would love to. So basically, as you mentioned, uh, Volkswagen had sold the Bugatti company or trademarks to an EV company, Rimac. Despite all this, like Rembrandt's, Bugatti sculptures, Bugatti automobiles are adored by art collectors, as I mentioned. Whatever happens, a Bugatti will forever be associated with glamour and exclusivity, and also luxury. And in 2019, they made sure to remind everyone of that by creating the world's most expensive new car. I think, Srinjay, do you know
Well,
the name? Just say the name. Do you know the name?
of course, I know the name.
Drum rolls,
It's Ravoiter
drum
Noir.
rolls, please.
Of course. So, the Bugatti president, Stephen Winkelmann, said the car combined extraordinary technology, aesthetics, and extreme luxury, and the fact that it was quickly sold to an unnamed buyer for $18 million in an auction. Something tells me Ettore would have been proud. Like, he should have lived to see that day, man.
Exactly.
He should have lived. And what now Bugatti is going on with their after the La Vita Noir, they came up with the Devo. They came up with the Turbonon, and they have been they are now
Fan
uh
favorites.
yeah, they're fan favorites, and they're catching up with the latest technologies. Like hybrid is one of the technologies
I
which
think
is
that's a
So,
perk of
everyone's
EV
using.
company that the EV company
Yeah,
owning it.
where Gaurav,
exactly.
you
So you are
said it
getting,
wrong. They are not catching
yeah,
up with the technology. They are creating the
they're
technology.
yeah,
True,
that is true.
true.
They
Top
are
10
creating
coolest
new
moments.
technologies.
So yeah, like now it's completely luxury. Like it's as I said, like I repeat again and again. You will hear me repeating it again and again throughout this podcast. That Bugatti is an art piece, will be an art piece, and was started by an like artist as an art piece. So yeah, over the past century, the company created many legendary high performance cars with beautiful designs and setting unprecedented records in the motor industry. However, the journey of building some of the most impressive supercars in the world came with some difficult challenges. So, now that we have covered the entire story, like not the entire story, even the modern age, I think most of you all have seen that one trailer. I think we can call it a trailer since it's an art piece. Uh, the Bugatti V16.
That's, I guess, more of a kind of a teaser rather than a trailer,
It's
because
a
it's
teaser,
teasing us a
yes.
lot. It's teasing us a lot to what
Literally teased, man.
they have to show us.
So yeah, it's like when everyone is going into the EV race, Bugatti is launching a V16. We don't know if it's a electric or if it's like it can't be electric V16, of course. We don't know if it's hybrid or uh, combustion vehicle. Shinjay, do you have any idea about the V16 car? I haven't done much research about it.
Mm. V16 won't be electric, of course, but then like they can put up the hybrid in it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
But
there's three
like
models.
designing a V16, I mean, like they have to put like what to
also
say?
one thing that's been missed in this podcast, I just recalled, Bugatti innovated the W type engine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we totally forgot about that.
So yeah,
Uh,
like the iconic engine from Bugatti is a W type engine, like three pistons.
say
So
pistons
Yeah,
in the
like the Dorito engine
yeah,
from Mazda. It's
yeah,
it's the W engine from Bugatti.
true,
It's
true,
it's
true.
iconic, powerful. It's, well,
So now that we have completed the story, I'll also add, since it's a part of Bugatti's legacy, Bugatti has now created a what do you call it? Novelty branch, like a branch for novelty items like perfumes. As I mentioned before, the Ettore Bugatti perfumes. So with that, I think we can conclude the modern, the past, and the tragic downfall. So now,
Nikhil, I would like to say like one
okay,
thing you told about Ettore Bugatti, the collection. Bugatti has also released a model on to mark his 110th
yeah, I'll get to
anniversary,
it. I'll
which
get to it. Wait. So now that we have completed, we're gonna discuss some of the fan favorite, some of the most iconic, and some of the most, like, what do you call, celebrated pieces of art by Bugatti, the Bugatti company. So
Well, like that's my
Gaurang,
favorite part.
what?
Uh, that's my favorite part. Of course, like we are going finally into the technical
Yeah,
aspects.
we're going finally into
Gaurav,
the car geek aspect here.
uh,
Like,
take us into the engine. Would you?
this is why we sat up
Like,
to record this podcast. So yeah, uh, Gaurang, since you were
yeah.
mentioning EB 110, take us through.
So yeah, so like as EB 110, as it says, it was basically created to mark the 110th birth anniversary of Ettore Bugatti, and it received a 3.5 liter quad turbocharged V12 engine capable of going to 213 miles per hour. And when was it released? 1990. Specifically to be exact, September 15, 1991. It was so quick that it was able to do 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds that time.
That's that's very impressive. So, Shinjay, would you like to discuss some cars, like you always do?
well, should I start from the? Let's like what do you say? Let's start from the 19s. Uh, where like Bugatti was like seemed like looked more of into the McLaren F1, to be honest. As you could see from the images, like Bugatti and McLaren had like same type of like faces, or you would say.
True.
So like the first production vehicle for Bugatti was the Bugatti EV110 GT, which featured a 3.5 liter 5-valve cylinder and quad turbo V12 engine. I mean, like imagine uh, s- like the fresh air you would have got from the turbochargers, and a four-wheel drive system. It had a aluminium like a honeycomb chassis, which was used for all other prototypes before, and was used by Ettore alone. Mm, President Altieri also crashed over engineering decisions, and like the CFO Stantasi left the product, and Altieri sought to replace him in 1990. Materazzi, who had been the chief designer for Ferrari 288 GTO, like the WEC car, as you all know, or the WEC, like the Le Mans prototype car.
I don't know
And
about the WC, so
okay, so never mind. Yeah, so the Ferrari 288, it's the like the LM GT3 class, or for the Le Mans 24 hours, and the GT3 car for the GT Watch Challenge. And like yeah, and the Ferrari F40, which was like one of the most iconic pieces of Ferrari ever designed. And like yeah, the so Materazzi, he replaced the aluminum chassis with a carbon fiber one, and also altered the torque distribution of the car from the ratio of 40/60 to 27/73, and he remained the director until late 1992. So perhaps like the most famous Bugatti owner was the seven-time world champion racing driver Michael Schumacher back then, and who purchased the EB110 in 1994. I mean, of course, you gotta be like that kind of a guy who takes in a
Shumi.
Bugatti. And Schumacher, but sadly Schumacher sold his EB110, which had been repaired after a severe 1994 crash to Modena Motorsport. By the time EB came to the market, the North American and European companies were in recession. Poor economic conditions caused the company to fail, and operations ceased in September 1995. and model specific US market called the Bugatti America was in preparatory stages when the company ceased operations. This was the like basically the whole of it. Nikhil, like take us into more of the Veron part, would you?
Okay, so Veron, a very like first like back in my what do you call it childhood days. As soon as I like watched a Veron online, obviously we didn't see a Veron over here. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's my dream car. So that was basically every 10-year-old's dream to sit in a Veron and zoom through because it has had its fair share of records. So let's go back to the Bugatti Veyron. In 2014, Bugatti made a special version of the Bugatti Veyron, also named as the Black Bess, to honor the legendary car. This special model of the Veyron was priced at almost $3 million, making it one of the most expensive cars in the world. Fun fact, in total, 7 models of the Bugatti Type 18 were made, and only 3 are known to be still around. So, I know you'll be wondering how did I switch to Bugatti Veyron to Type 18. So, I'll get to Type 18 now. In 1912, Bugatti Type 18 was launched. It was an extremely powerful racing car with a 4-cylinder 5-liter engine capable of reaching 99 miles per hour. That I think it's how much is 1 mile? How much is 1 mile?
1 mile, it would be, I would say, 1.13 or
1
something like that. Isn't it, Gaurang? Like, or is it
Yeah, yeah.
like 1.013 or like something like that? But
I guess it's like around 1.6 or something like
1.1 to be honest. Okay,
that. I guess.
1.1. So it's like 110, like close to 110 kilometers, like per hour.
Which one are you talking about?
Type
is it
18. The
the
Type 18.
Type 80, right?
At the
No, the
time,
miles
what?
per hour,
Miles per
the
hour. Okay,
miles
let's
per.
let's speak in miles per hour then. 99 miles
Yeah,
per hour. At that time, that was an impressive top speed, since it was about the same speed as fighter planes could reach in the air. A special version of the car was named as the Black Bess, which went down in motoring history as one of the first street legal sports supercars. So basically, I wanted to speak about the Bugatti Type 80, but Veyron sounded more like a starting point. So, Gaurang,
yeah.
go forward.
So, well, as we have come to the Veyron era, who can forget about Chiron era? Bugatti Chiron, one of the best, one of the most classy, I would say, Bugatti available right now, designed that time. It is a mid-engine, two-speed, two-seat sports car. Its designer was Akim Anscheid. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correct. He developed as the successor to the Bugatti Veyron. The Chiron was first revealed at the Geneva Motor Show in 2016, and now it has been Bugatti has announced its successor, Chiron's successor, the Bugatti Tourbillon, the V16 hybrid electric powertrain car.
So yeah, I think that were the like most iconic cars of Bugatti. There even was I think I remember like uh, a Type 13, but that could be a podcast for another episode. So with that, I think we should end the podcast here. Srinjay?
Well, I think if we dive deep into whatever types and whatever prototypes they have built for Bugatti, it would take one full podcast for it.
True, true. It will
We
take
have
a
to
whole podcast.
we have to be concise about what we
Yeah,
um,
like
we have to summarize the whole Bugatti.
Yeah, even
and
even Srinjay is the biggest car geek I know, and I don't think even he would
yeah,
know all the cars
uh,
and all that.
it would be injustice for Bugatti to like not mention all the engine types and the models and everything to that finest detail. But then it would be injustice to Bugatti to just go on over the each of the part, because like Chiron, it has three types. You forgetting about Bugatti Bolide, you're forgetting about track specific Bugatti Divo, you're forgetting about Bugatti Mistral, and more
Even I
importantly,
forgot about Bugatti Divo, and it was my favorite
and
car.
then there's another model that starts with C. It came between Mistral and
Chiron.
Devo. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
It's Cento Dicey,
Oh, okay, okay.
the white beast. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay,
Uh-huh.
okay, okay. Wait, is
yeah,
it
yeah,
the
yeah,
huge headlights one?
yeah. Exactly, exactly.
Ah,
That's the like, that was the motivation for Mistral to go with those headlights.
okay, okay, okay.
So yeah, as I said, like it would be injustice because again, all the types of different types of cars, they have their each specific models, each specific detailing and engine types and whatnot. So fair enough, we could like end it here as of now. But it was such a great podcast to like know the inside story, rather narrate the inside story to you guys.
So yeah, it's like everyone knows the like face value of the brand, like the logo and all, like the cars, but no one really knows what went behind. For example,
Exactly.
like while researching about this podcast, I got to know about a lot of things. For example, the fact that he did not have a mechanical engineering degree to build a car is pretty impressive in its own way.
I mean, yeah, after the Bugatti Turbo launch, like they said in an interview that Bugatti is not known for doing the easy things. It's for doing the thing that no one has done it before.
True, true.
So like having
And
an hybrid engine would be like everyone is having a hybrid engine. Why would they go for an hybrid engine? So they want to do something totally different. Let's do something totally nuts. Let's create W16 this time.
Like what I also liked
I mean,
about
sorry, not
the
W16. I mean the
the
V16.
V16, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, what I also liked about the like the brand in itself, Bugatti, like unlike every other brand I've seen so far, I'm not talking about car brands alone. I'm talking about Coco Chanel, Versace, Louis
Yeah,
Vuitton,
Louis Vuitton.
all together. Uh, the original design of Bugatti, like how Bugatti started, it's supposed it was always supposed to be an art piece, has been carried out like throughout the legacy, and even today Bugatti is like pushing through like the art pieces. Yeah, that's one of the most impressive parts about Bugatti. It's Ethore's legacy after all.
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
exactly. And I guess we are doing this podcast at the right time when they release the teaser and everybody's hyped about Turbulence. So
True,
I
true.
guess it's good to know the history as well, like what got into Bugatti, how Ettore had started this epitome, like, built this entire empire in the automotive industry.
Honestly, it was
What
sad that he could not like see the feats it has reached today, or
he
like in
died
one
on
year.
the on the low point of the company.
Yeah, he
That
died
was
at the
sad.
lowest point of the company, and also I should have mentioned there that back to back griefs that he was back like grieving back to back like multiple deaths. So
Multiple tragedies, the World War II, the Great Depression, everything. Like in
the
the
World
last
War II
days,
in itself was like the biggest setback for a lot of companies.
yeah, I guess it's more. It was for everybody. The Great Depression, the economic crisis, the world wars, and everything. It has been like it affected each and every company in its own way. Now we were talking about Bugatti, so that's what it affected to him. There's so many downfalls, setbacks, but still, Bugatti is still running on roads. Not running on roads, but basically putting up as showpieces, as a symbol of art, symbol of luxury,
True, true.
symbol of symbol of elegance. That's
Like
still being continued.
it's like the two car manufacturers I would associate luxury with. Like if you tell me a luxurious car, like name a luxurious car brand, I think I would name either of Bugatti and Rolls Royce. But
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah,
Rolls
yeah,
Royce has its
Nikhil and
own.
Gaurang, wait. So this idea came just now, as you said, Rolls Royce. Like Bugatti is the mix of Rolls Royce and Koenigsegg.
True, true. But I
Both of
think,
you will
no,
agree.
no, no, I think
Both
we
Yeah,
are
of
I
you.
guess
missing out on the point that this podcast was about Bugatti, and
Okay, yes.
Koenigsegg has its own separate history behind it.
I guess we didn't talk about the rivals to Bugatti.
Yeah,
One of the big Koenigsegg
Like
itself.
yeah,
so yeah, we can talk about it in the future. Who knows? But
yeah. The Bugatti wins the fight over over Koenigsegg because Bugatti is beautiful.
well, that would be a
Koenigsegg,
personal opinion, not gonna lie. But what we are
no,
missing out on, no,
still
no,
like
no, stranger, what we
Bugatti
are
is
missing out
beautiful.
on over here is this. This is a Bugatti podcast. Though Rolls Royce has its own very own, like
I mean,
even
yeah, I
Koenigsegg
know.
has its own history with Ferrari. Rolls Royce has its history with jet engines. We should discuss it in another
Yeah.
podcast, along
Yeah, but
with
still, like
bringing the
Rolls
Bugatti.
Royce might be beautiful from the interior and exotic and whatnot, but from the outside, it looks like some great grandfather's car, to be honest. Like a simple chrome design.
I
I mean,
think you're
come
They
gonna
on, man.
get
Look
carry
at
cancelled for this
Bugatti's
one,
they
bro.
just
I
chrome.
think you're
copy.
gonna get cancelled for this one, bro. Uh,
We'll see the comments. We'll see the comments on this video. What the public says.
true, true.
Like
Let
Okay,
them.
so I think this is the best point to end the podcast. Not a cliffhanger, but like we've discussed about Rolls Royce and the Koenigsegg rivalry as well.
Let's our fan keep hanging on to what we bring next
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
We
podcast.
have we have spoken about the Koenigsegg and Rolls Royce as well. So I guess that's enough for this episode. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you from my side too, and we will see you again.
mm, thank you and signing off. We'll see you in another podcast. हम
See,
भाई जैसा भी होगा हो गया बस
अरे
यार
मजा आ गया सेक्सी
मजा
सेक्सी
आ गया.
4 घंटे से सेफ्टी का चल रहा है अभी तक
अबे वो हर
हैं?
लेमान से भी चलता है. थोड़ा नीचे करना
भाई
कैमरा.
हाँ,
मैं
हाँ.
क्यों बेबी ए हे ये मेरा
श्रुति को
क्लासिक
श्रुति को भेजूंगा.
ये मेरा क्लासिक पोज है
ये
हाँ मैं ऐसे ऐसे ही बैठता
रुक
हूँ
मैं भी ट्राई करता हूँ.
कैसे बैठेगा भाई तू
हाँ,
घूम
वो
जाएगा
फिगर आउट करता हूँ मैं.
तू माइक से चुप रहा था तो
अबे घूम गया
मैं बैठता तो नहीं है
अच्छा ठीक है चलो मैं चलता हूँ सोने
चल
जाना है
डैडी.
हाँ
बाय.
बाय
ठीक है
बाय
भाई
पूरा पूरा पॉडकास्ट में जोश ऊपर. चल 3
ठीक है
2 चल.
Hello and welcome to another podcast of SAE VIT. Today, we bring you to the world of Bugatti, from its iconic classic models to today engineering marvels. Founded in 1909 by Ettore Bugatti, this yeah, एक मिनट भाई तो हाँ वो लेजेंडरी को एजेंडरी दिख रहा है मुझे
किधर? अच्छा.
अरे मतलब मेरी स्क्रीन में प्रॉब्लम मेरे से चलो वापस ही स्टार्ट कर ठीक है Hello and welcome to another podcast from SAE VIT. Today, we bring you to the world of Bugatti. Nikhil, what's your favorite Bugatti?
Honestly, it's Bugatti Divo and the Tourbillon. Like both are my total favorites. What about Shinja?
yeah well Tevlon of course and for me it's a Bugatti Mistral because of that crazy headlights and the W16
So you like
that's
headlights?
sounds yeah like the headlights of the Mistral and the rims oh my god that's so terrifying to look at
Bugatti has crazy rims. I remember the Veyron rims.
yeah true well like this Bugatti, or as you know of now, it's like founded by Ettore Bugatti, right, in 1909 or something like that. And this
Yeah,
like since then, like he has produced, like from then actually he has produced some of the crazy cars
भाई
back from starting. Ah,
इंट्रो गौरंग का था.
yeah.
sorry.
तेरे को
वो
बस एक
बच्चा
क्वेश्चन पूछा तू पूरा बोलते बैठा.
अरे नहीं, मैं बीच में उसको थ्रो कर देता फिर.
So let's like, oh shit, मैं भूल गया मैं क्या बोला.
While he never
Yeah.
received any formal education or any engineering degree as of such, he was just an art student, Nikhil Gaurang, to be mentioned. But still, his artistic studies instilled in him a creative way of looking at the world, and his father made sure to encourage him as much as he could, and not like force him into his way of doing artwork as his father wanted him. After having created the tricycle, Ettore soon moved on to bigger things like designing cars. While his first prototype was commercially produced, it generated a lot of interest.
Stranger, I think you missed the point. I think his first prototype was never commercially produced.
Yeah. But
Okay, yeah. So, like as I said, it generated a lot of interest, but rather than he saw the potential in him, which made on to create his first automobile 2 years later, a first four-wheeled automobile actually called Bugatti Type 2. It could run 10 kilometers per hour back then in like 1900s. I
1800.
Yeah,
mean,
It was 1800 that time. Like
1800s.
it.
nay, like
10.
1900 is 1800 to 1899. That's how it works. So 21st century is 20 to 21.
Which in the
ऐसा
early 1900s.
ऐसा होता है, समझे?
नहीं
अब
ठीक
तू
है, in
कहाँ से
the
बोलेगा
early
चुनिए.
इससे बोलता हूँ.
while he never received.
कितना तक
नहीं,
बोला मैंने?
While he never से बोल. और ऐसा
हाँ.
निखिल और गौरव ऐसा मत बोल भाई, ऐसा लगता है कि हम लोग को फॉर्मल एजुकेशन नहीं मिला है. अब मैं तेरे को बोलूंगा पैसों की कमी सबको होती है, क्यों समझे.
उसे क्यों बोल रहा है भाई?
बोल बोल कंटिन्यू. While he never से.
Why in ready?
हम्म.
Ready?
तू अभी वो गलती मत कर बस, वो जो तू कर रहा है.
हाँ ठीक है.
क्या था वो
Why in
नेवर वाला.
हम्म
वो
Why in
काउंट देके
never
चालू कर, काउंट देके चालू कर.
3, 2, 1. वो
माय फॉल्ट गाइस, गोली नहीं चली.
क्या चला है?
अब एक बाइक गिर गई, जो अच्छा हुआ ऐसे, क्योंकि रात को किसी का तो कुछ तो लेके भागा वो बाइक पे. तो अब
अच्छा.
मेरे बिल्डिंग के नीचे लोग ये नारे लगा रहे हैं, चिल्ला रहे हैं जोर जोर से. तो बिल्डिंग के
ये भी
सामने हो
ठीक
ना
है.
मेरे.
ये भी ठीक है भाई.
सुन जाए.
बोलो.
नाइस नाइस.
I know.
ऐसे ही बैठ पूरा पॉडकास्ट.
ऐसे बैठो ऐसे.
हाँ हाँ हाँ, थोड़ा सा ऐसा स्प्रेड, ऐसा ऐसा ऐसा. हाँ हाँ. मैं भी ऐसा बैठता हूँ. ओए घूम
मैं
गया.
कैसे बैठूं?
अबे ऐसे बैठ के रिकॉर्ड करते चल.
मैं कैसे
जी
बैठूं?
हमारा नाम निखिल, हम बुगाटी. सची एतोरे बुगाटी.
बताइए, ये तो रे बुगाटी ने क्या करा? क्या है उसका राज?
बवाल बवाल करा.
बिल्कुल.
भाई मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, रात को मेरे को सोना है भाई.
एथेरियास की बीवी, उसके 4 बच्चे, 2 बच्चे, 2
कितनी
बच्चा 2
बच्चे थे
बच्चे.
उसकी.
नहीं,
अरे
4 है.
एतोरे उसकी बीवी बारबरा,
हाँ
उन दोनों
एतोरे
के 4
रेम्ब्रांट
बच्चे.
डेनिस.
अबे नहीं, एतोरे एंड हिज
एक
वाइफ।
अच्छा उसके 4 बच्चे थे।
रोलैंड करके भी था,
ओ
रोलैंड
मेरा ही
करके
लाइन
भी
है, 4 बच्चे थे। ओ
हाँ हाँ हाँ।
So yeah, like in 1931, Ettore designed and manufactured 80 Bugatti rail cars and were very profitable, which helped him overcome the Great Depression and save his company from bankruptcy.
पॉज कर बे।
In क्या हुआ?
अरे छींक दिया,
बे यार,
क्या किया?
छींक
छींक दिया
दिया।
मैंने।
हाँ तो ठीक है, आया नहीं,
आया है।
किसी को नहीं सुनाई दिया।
नहीं
अबे तो
सुनाई दे।
ऐसे तो एक्सप्रेशन तो किया, उसको हंसा
चलेगा,
मैंने।
अबे आयुष वो पॉडकास्ट में देख जाके कितने बार आया करके बैठा है।
भाई, अरे आयुष तो ऐसी फोन उठा के चल दिया।
हाँ ना वो फोन उड़ा के चल रहा है।